chewe bordo moro ngana sani ngona koye sayati lora muso ilora fucha bela wato lora la va musa sherifu wati lora ameriki sala nanga ma musa wati lora muso nyani chalade wati lora moye sadi musa masirani sherifu la kaya nanga mawe wati lora wati lora ikate amiye madora watonderiko ikabwe amiye mabora watonderiko na musa jerisa nawe musa ko barikanye musa sherifu jerisa na musa wati lora amerika sala nanga ma musa wati lora musa kanso chiri ya berala wati lora musa kanso jerison warila wati lora musa kanso jerison warila wati lora ngana sani ngoro no koye sayati lora musa kata yama kabla ameriki beyiko kata yama kabla faransi beyiko kata yama kabla liberia beyiko nyani chalade wati lora mva musa jerisana de wati lora la na aja dia nanje musa wati lora aja sherifu dia nanje musa wati lora karija tu dia na mowe wati lora muso benata jele watonderiko ikadia miye madora sayati lora la musa masirani atlanta kaya nanga mawe musa masirani mwayesa di musa desirana ikadi amiye madora watonderiko chama yilereko kono ni sarama
Please stand up. Julio. بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Please be seated.
Oversight, and we apologize to the podium that we will correct that. The guest speaker deserve better introduction to that, and besides the program, we had a little glitch into the program. This is a guy that flew from Monrovia just because he wants to be here, and his contribution to the plight of our people is something that is immense, and we think we can better let the public know who he is, because he has been very much helpful in getting us to where we are. But then we'll continue the rest of the program, then we will have the time to call the guest speaker and make reference to the rest of the podium member. Thank you.
Mwanda Money, you ready? Malcolm, I'm sorry. We have to work with the traditional way of welcome of our people. They have the calabash.
That's a complete representative of the Mandingo culture.
I will first want to officially welcome our guest speaker, Brother Musa Berete, into the city of brotherly love. Sweetheart, can you just walk there? Masiami Dole will be presenting the calabash to Brother Musa Berete. Here. Musa, you want to come up here, please? This is the city of brotherly. Officially welcome you. So this is the mother.
Thank you so much for coming, Mr. Berete. You are welcome.
Honor. Thank you for welcoming me.
Thank you. And Mr. Starter, could you please stand up? We try to welcome you in the hall.
Father, who is Mr. Starter?
Yes, thank you very much for coming. You are welcome.
Commissioner of
Affairs from the mayor's office, the special commissioner from the mayor's office.
Ndana Lewumori. Morris and your team, please stand up.
Time has come for us to call some of the occasion here. The honorable platform guest, His Excellency, the guest speaker, our mothers and sisters, officials and members of Felmausa present, and officials and members of the Lima present here, our host, fellow citizens of Liberia, ladies and gentlemen. We have been called upon to give a few words on the attributes and contribution of our guest speaker. The issue of keynote speaker and guest speaker and speaker. We have asked Mr. ability to take the challenge to bring messages from our people back in Liberia. Mr. Ability is not a strange man in our community. Mr. Ability has been active in our community from the time probably all of us was a child. He has labored, has fought, has organized, has instituted a lot of measures that have brought a lot of relief to our people. And after the war, Mr. Ability now serves the board of directors of the National Port Authority. Mr. Ability is also president and CEO of the most formidable Mandingo organization, the Mandingo Caucus. Mr. Ability has been instrumental in organizing and uniting our people in Monrovia as well. Take this time with no further ado to bring forward our most energetic, young, Honorable Musa Ability.
Thank you, Eddie. Mr. Chairman and members of the organizing committee of this all-important conference, let me take this time to first and foremost thank you for your visionary decision to have us here today to talk about the future of our people in the United States. Before I start, I'm very sure that you are aware that along with me, I should have come with Professor Alhaji G.V. Kroma. Unfortunately, and after he had engaged himself seriously to ensure that he's here, circumstances beyond his control could not allow him to be here. He has asked me to convey to you, the organizers, his sentiment. He wants you to know that there is no greater task in our community today than the one that will unite us. And he assures you of his continued support in this process. It's also the message from the Executive Council of the National Mandingo Caucus of Liberia. When I was contacted to speak on this occasion, I thought to write a speech, and I did so. And I will be giving that speech to a guy in the IT department to publish it on the internet. But unfortunately, I cannot read that speech to you anymore, because between the time I wrote my speech and the time I reached in Philadelphia, so many things have distracted me. I was on the plane. When we changed plane in Brussels, I went into the cafe, and like any other person, I wanted to read my mails, and I read the internet. I was even further distracted. So between Brussels and New York, I spent those 7 hours pointing down some point that I thought we should discuss here tonight. I have not come from Liberia to heap praises on myself or anybody else. I have come to share with you our experience, to be with you as we did when we embarked upon organizing the National Mandingo Caucus of Liberia. The first thing that came to my mind was to find out from ourselves as to what lessons we have learned. And the idea of this conference, whether it succeeds or not, I can assure you that it's a noble one. The people, the community in Liberia, they are very much excited. Please, don't let them down. We are tired of polarizing ourselves, waging proxy war on each other, and it is time that we move from all the shadows and stand up as a political force in the Republic of Liberia. And given our own experience, like I said, I did not come to praise anyone. This is a conference which I assume is consultative. So by that, we're here to share ideas with one another so that from here we can correct the mistake. Those mistakes that could have been corrected, we can correct them. And there are certain factors that I want us to consider. I was not happy that the organizers of this conference were not able, up to now, 3 years since we were last in Philadelphia. I was not happy that the issue has not been resolved. What do I call Limani? Some of you know, some of you don't know. But maybe because you are in America. But Limani means a lot to us. They have championed. They were our voices when no one could hear us. And we have tried and tried for the issue to be resolved. And I was very, very disappointed when I saw that there was a publication on the Limani website, which I read yesterday, I don't know when it got there, saying that Limani will not be here. I know that there are other people in Limani that are here today, a significant portion of Limani. But I also thought that we should throw the challenge to the organizers of this conference and the eventual leaders of this organization to try to resolve that issue. The other things I wanted to do is to talk about our past leaders, those who have led us at one time or the other. So, some of them we know. Some of them we don't like. Some of them we like. Let's talk, for instance, first and foremost, about Dr. Edward B. Kesseley. We must honor him, for he's the first one to the Liberian political scene that I was ready and capable to lead Liberia. He did so. He was the founder of the party that is ruling Liberia today. And it's very important that you know that, because that is a pride to our community. At all times, we need to honor those leaders. How many Liberians know today that Unity Party was funded by a Madingo man? Not many Liberians know. We need to let other Liberians know that, and we ourselves need to know that. Following down the year, let's go to Professor Alhaji J.B. Kroma. No matter how you feel, no matter how you think, when the NPFL came to Liberia and pushed our people out of Liberia, when we felt that we were no longer part of that country, a voice came from nowhere and gave hope to our people. That voice was the voice of Alhaji J.B. Kroma. Not because if I don't say A, I will not speak. Not because I need anything, the community will not go anywhere, and I mean anywhere, if we don't honor those who have sacrificed their life to lead us. If you come demanded here, we are all aware that there was no critic, but those were the times. When things settle down, you have to give honor to where honor is due. Something happened to Alhaji today, it happened to him, or because he was Information Minister of the Republic of Liberia, or because he is a professor at the University of Liberia. It's simply because he championed the cause. Having said that, we also need, as a community, to acknowledge that in the quorum of honor for our leaders, there are voices of dissent. And those who don't agree with our leaders. There are those who will never agree with our leaders. We will never be a society that will be successful until we agree to disagree among ourselves. We must recognize and respect the opinion of people who stand up against us, somebody else, our opinion and our position. If we don't do that, we will never succeed. I also want to go and talk about Civil Demanti Corner. Of all the leaders in the last 25 years, no particular person's effort has benefited our people and our country more than this man. Why do I say so? It was his movement that finally drove Taylor out of here. He did it, and from the time he did it up to the time of the transitional government and election and now this government, he never backtracked on any promise that he made to the international community. They have that. But we must honor him. We made to invite him. But I think it is important that you highlight his achievement before other people do. The other point I wanted to raise tonight is to talk about our generation. This generation. The generation that is taking over the leadership of our community today. I just want you to look at yourself 16 years ago and realize, take that 16 years from the age of the people that were leading us 60 years ago. Then you realize that you too have come of age to rule. It is your time, and it is now. Because right behind you, there is another generation. If you don't, they will come and take it from you. There is something that is going on in the United States among our people, which is very disturbing, because I would like to announce to you that the last Ramadan in Liberia, one evening, Alaji called me. He said, Musa, where are you? I said, I'm home. He said, I'm coming to you. When he got to my house, we were having dinner, and the next day was prayer day. Then he said, you being the president of the Madingo Caucus, what's about calling all our political leaders to come to your house? We drive together, we go to Jigatan and pray together. I said, well, we'll try it. He said, try it. But in the morning, I call everybody. Justice Janet, Brother Lucini Kamara, Justice Sako, Sekou Kone. I call everybody. And they all responded. They came, and we went to Jacob Town to pray. When our people saw us together that day, some of the old men and women, our old men and women, they cried. They say, we never thought that you would do this. We went back after prayer and we sat down to show an example at that meeting. I have it on video. I will give it out to the organizers of this conference. And he said, I want everybody in this room and everybody anywhere else, whatever I might have done to you. I want everybody to forgive me. If you are not a leader, you can never possess the characteristic to say, I'm sorry. And he did that. But it is surprising to note in the United States that we are still fighting a proxy war. We're still using Alaji Kromani, Sekou Demaki Kone, Raymond Sawyer to fight each other. But the names that we are using are no longer at war. You are the one in America. You are the one that is beyond time. We have already unified ourselves in Liberia. It is you. You are the one that will divide our society again. I left Liberia Friday night. I was with Alhaji on the 2 o'clock Thursday in the morning. We together. We do things together. We do business together. If you look at me today, not because I'm one of you, but do I look like somebody who can be prompting for another person? Can't you see that I'm able to be my own man? In Liberia, the person who owns the largest network of radio stations and television, the person who supervises the largest single entity in any agency in Liberia cannot be prosecuted for somebody else. And here, I hate to say it, but it is time that people of our generation stand up behind their own principle and preach and agree to disagree with one another and stop using the name of people who have served our community in their time. It is fair if A.B. Nkrumah disagrees with me. It's fair for him to say, I disagree with Musa. But it is unfair for A.B. to say that I disagree with Musa because he's representing the idea of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. That's not fair. To say Vavle Dole is promoting Alhaji Nkrumah. The issue with Vavle Dole, tell him that Vavle Dole, I don't agree with you. Don't say he's a proxy. And I will be disappointed if Vavle Dole becomes a proxy for somebody, because the Vavle Dole I know is his own man. For us to take over the leadership of our community. Those who have served us have served their time. This is our time. I will say this as many times as I have to. And the reason is very simple. If you don't sell yourself, the market will not buy you. In Liberia, we formed the National Mandingo Caucus. We included everybody. We made copies of our preamble and dashed it before every mosque. And it took 3 months, because that's what we told the people, that this document we are drafting will receive comment for 3 months. That is why, since the formation of the National Mandingo Caucus, there has never been a splinter organization formed. because we saw it in the beginning and we ensure that all interests are protected. For instance, those of us who are the founding leaders of the National Radical Caucus, we are not electable to run for election when election comes up. We do that so that we will not perpetrate ourselves into power. And we have ruled for past leaders. That's what we call the National Executive Council. Your organization here will fail if you don't include everybody. There are some people that refuse to come today. There are some people from Limani notably, even if they are a minute part, it is still a challenge, because you cannot afford for any visible disagreement from the beginning. If you do that, you have a long way to go. Now, we come to something that I want to call warning ourselves. If all we're trying to do informing our association is to reignite order, is to reignite fuel that existed before, we are bound to fail. You must understand that it's been 17 years since the war in Liberia started, and we have reconciled ourselves. Your brothers and sisters in Liberia, I don't know about disagreement in family or money business, but we don't have any political disagreement that have taken us aback, at least for the last 18 months. Then it comes to what you are looking for. Are you looking for unity and peace, or are you looking for a common goal? Unity and peace is a war that we will agree with me has eluded the entire universe. That's not what we should look for. We should seek a common goal, so that in that goal there are people who believe left, there are people who believe right, and yet our common belief is to take our community forward. And that's what we should look for here in this organization. There is one bad thing that is almost a characteristic of being a Madigo. If other people start something simply because you did not participate in the beginning, you feel that you should not be part of it anymore. That is terribly wrong with us. And those who are not here tonight, those who are not informed, by mistake or oversight, they should not feel that this organization is born and therefore we shouldn't do anything anymore, and we should just leave it with them. It's just going to come up as another organization and fall again. We should start that. We should support this cause and make sure it works, because your people back home, they are listening to you. Monday morning, you're going to go on your website, you're going to see what you have put together, You're going to see what leaders you have elected. You're going to see whether you look for leaders that will divide you or the leaders that will unite you. They are watching you every step of the way. And the Executive Council of the National Political Caucus extend this to you also. I want our people in the United States to pay keen attention to this. Hindering our future. Education. A lot of us have found our way in America. But the statistics shows that about 80% of those who come to America from our community, even when they were in school, abandon school when they come here. That is a danger. We have to find a way to change that. We can't afford that. Every time you see the website, you see somebody has mastered it, it's because we are a community. But if you look at the actual statistics, 80% are not going to school or have no plan to go to school. If you don't change that, everything that you are doing now is going to end in vain. And in this vein, I want to particularly thank Brother Amara Kone. Why do I thank Amara Kone? Amara has made us proud. He went back to Liberia. He worked excellently well. Today, Amara is joining the elite club in Liberia. They call it the Harvard Club. You should be very, very proud. There are less than 15 to 25 Liberians that graduated from Harvard. And we should be proud that one of our own, one of our generation, is going to join that group very, very soon. I want to thank the organizers, our old people, the women, the mothers, the fathers, for doing this. We also want to thank all of you that have come from various states to come so that we can have peace among ourselves, so that we can unite our community, so that the people back home can start hearing the bickering that you are having on the internet. It is disturbing them. It is disturbing them. And I hope and pray that God will guard the people who you have selected tonight to lead you from here. And may God bless all of us and God bless Liberia.
Thank you very much, Mr. Benedict, for that powerful speech. I'm pretty sure serious consideration. I'd like to welcome Mr. Abu Masale for 5 minutes speech to the Liberian people. You got a seat in the back. Can you please clear the door and come to the back, please?
Please specifically for the guests. So we expect all of Mr. Lansanan Kroma.
Brief. Honorable Strider, the Mayor's Commission on Caribbean Affairs, distinguished platform guests, members of the combined and various individual delegations from all across the United States of America. It is my greatest honor to present one of our own in the person of Brother Abu Masale. The brother was born onto the union of the late Mohammed Masale and Mrs. Musu Masale in Liberia. Brother Masale went through several educational journeys, from the Walker Public School in Wixworth, Lopa County, to the WVS Tubman High School, and to the University of Liberia. He completed his bachelor's degree at the University of Liberia in chemistry and minor in biology. He later enrolled at the A.M. Douglaty College of Medicine at the University of Liberia, where he graduated with Doctor of Medicine in the year 1998. He transitioned to the United States in the year 2000. Currently, Dr. Masale is coordinator of an agency providing support to individuals with developmental disabilities. Brother Masale is happily married with 2 children. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my greatest honor to bring forward Brother Abu Masale. Let's give a big round of applause.
Mr. Stanley L. Strata, Chairman of the Mayor's Commission on African and Caribbean Immigrant Affairs of Philadelphia, our distinguished brother Musa Benete, who traveled from Liberia, Mr. Chairman and members of the Convention Committee, Mr. President and officers of LAMAP, and distinguished President of Mandingo Associations in Americas, distinguished heads and members of sisterly organizations here present, distinguished heads and members of Mandingo sister clubs, Lanaya, Benkoma, Millionaire, etc., etc. Mr. President and members of Liberian Association of Pennsylvania, if present, distinguished platform guests, ladies and gentlemen. Just before I delve into the substance of my address this evening, I'd like to commend Brother Musa Benete. Exercise that we have been battling and falling with over the past few weeks to culminate this exercise into next activity. Usually, it is not a good thing to follow a wonderful speech by another wonderful speech. The tendency is that you will dilute the essence and the significance of the message that was delivered. And you can see that every aspect of it is very cogent and is very, very important. Even though I have a 6-page document to present, which I believe is very important, and for the time, stress, and the emphasis laid on the essence of tonight's activity, I will try to be brief, and I will go directly to the point. I was fortunate to witness the traditional evening yesterday, and I benefited from the wisdom that was shared by speakers. To paraphrase some of the views I had heard, you will have the following. 1, this convention is being held to bring relief to suffering brothers and sisters in refugee camps around the world and those back home. 2, our community unity is necessary to honor the efforts and sacrifices made by our brothers and sisters so that we might walk with dignity in Liberia and everywhere for that matter. Conflict persists in Mandingo community today because we often sacrifice the very truth that serves as solution to our disputes. The Liberian Mandingo experience should serve as a lesson to Mandingos everywhere, especially in La Côte d'Ivoire and other African countries. Mandingo seafarers visited the New World many years before Christopher Columbus. And one of the speakers, quoting her father, said, quote, that if you are a one-toothed person, at least let that tooth shine. And that statement was made by a convertible. Especially so when the above speakers could have done a more marvelous job. Thank you for my preferment. The past few weeks leading to this convention have been very busy. We witnessed energetic discussions in private homes and regular meetings about the right and the proper way to go about this Mandingo convention. In fact, the internet received unprecedented literary outpour from the Mandingo intelligentsia, just propounding the merits and demerits of this undertaking. Teleconferences and cross-fertilization of ideas and opinions abound. The passion of all parties was palpable, but the collective actions after this exercise is our responsibilities. We will be judged after the formation of the Mandingo Federation. And in view of the above, permit me to share with you my thoughts on the subject, quote, Federation of Liberian Mandingo Association in the USA, a beacon in the diaspora. It is no secret that a dream being realized today started at least as a thought process long ago, and pioneers in that endeavor are here today. And I'd like to thank them in this public manner and to recognize their effort. I also like to acknowledge the contribution being made by various Mandingo websites around the world. For once, our uncensored views, our thoughts, and our challenges, as well as our aspirations, are broadcast to the world through this media, and it is endearing. In no less measure, tribute is also due to those who maintain and update these websites. Fairly recent, some of our brothers were languishing behind bars in subhuman conditions on orders of tyrannical Taylor and his henchmen. Advocacy and human rights stalwarts amongst our people sounded clarion call to the world at large for the need to take action and bring pressure to bear on the kakistocracy. In Liberia today, this situation has been well contained. Tonight, I salute and hail these. To so many, tributes are due, but the luxury of time is not on our side, and therefore, I beg you indulge to do a generic salute and homage to those who have striven and continue to strive for the civil liberties of our people. As we convene the Mandingo Convention under the theme, Community Unity and Empowerment in Post-War Liberia, many events have bubbled in post-war Liberia which are notable for tonight's reflection. Some of you honorable members of the audience are more open with these developments than the speaker. In post-war Liberia today, Liberians are returning to their homes, to their farms, and to their mining agencies with the hope of restarting life. The case is not the same for Liberian Mandingos in many parts, especially in Nimba County. The remnants of Mandingo real estate remain occupied by quote-unquote squatters who continue to issue threats to Mandingos attempting to return to these properties. This is unimaginably outrageous. At a time when our highest institution of learning need the brightest, the brightest among us, so as to mold the minds of our future leaders, especially those heavily traumatized by our prolonged strife, some members of the university faculty staged a dramatic boycott of classes following the selection of Dr. Al-Hassan Conte to head this all too familiar institution. Dr. Conte, a contemporary scholar and alumnus, several times visiting lecturer, chosen from a cadre of competent peers, was rejected before he could even be welcomed onto the university campus. What is the problem? You know the answer. At the moment, LU is closed.
Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2.
At the moment, LU is closed, classes suspended, students are awaiting buses to commute to and from campuses. Faculty awaits back pay and benefits. We await the amicable resolution of this. The case of Honorable Lucini Dozo at the Ministry of Public Works at the confirmation hearing is also noteworthy. Though a cabinet colleague of the president in the deposed Tobas government, he was preferred for a subordinate cabinet capacity. As this was not a shock enough for him, he was directly asked about his U.S. nationality. The affirmative response to which tabled his approval for a protracted period. I wonder when last did U.S. citizenship matters in Liberia? Similarly, the overwhelming majority of Liberian Mandingos followed developments surrounding the confirmation of Attorney Cabinet Jane to the Supreme Court bench. Well-sponsored individuals and groups greeted his confirmation hearings with avalanche of accusations, name-calling, and several innuendos with the ultimate objective to prevent his sitting on the national pedestal. These individuals and groups did not consider the sterling credentials of former student activist Attorney Cabinet Jane, including Minister of Justice and Attorney General, as well as acting President of the Republic of Liberia. We, however, witnessed a carte blanche reception that ushered his colleagues to their seats. Our Mandingo appointees in Liberia, the targets of the harshest tests and discriminatory scrutinies, are asked. You will recall the incidents at the Division of Passport Ministry of Foreign Affairs, in which some young fellows bearing last names like Amara, Kroma, Kone, Belete, Sharif, etc., who accused the passport section of denying them Liberian passport because of their last names. One will think that such an objective criterion should be in the place so that citizens are not only fairly treated, but should feel equally treated. In one of my sessions, I came across a part of Liberian history from a Liberian website called the Liberian Collection Projects, quote unquote. Please listen. The third major population which settled in Liberia after the male and the cross speakers was the Mande speaking people. Who seem to have moved out of western savannah into the forest region. Within Liberia, there are three branches of Mande language people: the Ma, Mano, the Dan, Gio, speakers of the Southern Division Mande, were probably the earliest group to penetrate and settle in the forest region. The second Mande group speaking people to enter this region was the Southern Division, speakers called the Pele, the Loma, the Bandi, and the Mende. The third group of Mandingo speakers was the Vai, which settled in the northern Manding area. This list, which is on the website, completely exclude Mandingos as a collection and the principal Mandingo group in the Manding speaking people. I was taken aback by this exclusion of Mandingo from the tribes of Liberia. I wonder what this publisher did and why they did not read Professor T. Abayomi Cassell's History of the First African Republic, entitled Tribal Life in Liberia, in which he clearly named Mandingo as one of the Liberian tribes. In fact, Professor Cassell says, quote, as this volume covers the period between the founding of Liberia and the end of the 19th century, we shall deal herein only with those tribes with which the government came into direct contact and had influence upon during this period. The the Mandingos, the Bathos, the Grebos, the Vais, and possibly the Quelas, quote unquote. You know, the Liberian collection projects need to consult, quote, to Musadu on page 94 to 96 of the Liberia's past and present by Dr. Nathaniel Richardson. This will give them eyewitness account of those who live in Liberia during those periods. This evening, my challenges and prayer. This reflection above speaks to highlight our ongoing challenges in Liberia. And as a beacon in the faraway diaspora, we need to work harder and harder so that we can be able to protect the rights and defend the rights of our people. From time to time, the beacon needs to throw spotlights on issues of national relevance, especially those issues we seek to deprive our people of their inalienable rights. I'd like to close by congratulating everyone for this monumental undertaking, and I pray that Allah will safely return you to your community as you continue the progressive endeavor. Always peace. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you very much, Mr. Masare, for the powerful
platform guests, members of various delegations, our sisters, brothers, ladies and gentlemen. I'm indeed really grateful tonight to be here, especially commemorating one of the very important milestones in our history as a people. For the first time, we have decided to put together a very broad-based organization, a service-oriented organization that will seek to address the very needs of our people here and yonder. Tonight we don't have much to say except that we are very proud and happy that the convention might not have turned out as we all expected, but at least something has been done to lay the foundation for good things to come. And we want to say thank you, a very big thank you to the organizing members of this convention. We want to say do not lose heart because this is just the beginning of bigger things to come. We want to say thank you to our brothers, Brother Jomande, and all the words of wisdom and advice. And we want to promise you that indeed going forward you don't have to worry because there are people behind you who are very likely and capable of taking over wherever you leave off. And we all have to realize that tonight is just the beginning. Long way to go. For those of you that got elected tonight, we want to caution you. It will be a real big disservice to this organization and to our community if you take a position that you do not have the time to commit to. Yes, Momo wants to be president. Yes, Abraham wants to be president. Everybody here is capable of being president and secretary general and so on. But we've got to realize that being a president is not just a title. You've got to have the time to give to the organization. If you don't have the time, do not take the position. So tomorrow we invite all of you here, as tomorrow we'll be having a really good panel discussion where we'll go into details of some of the milestones we intend to cover as an organization. And tomorrow expect me to discuss with you social welfare, community unity, and reconciliation in post-war Liberia. I promise it's going to be a biggie and a goodie. Be here tomorrow. Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. This is why we came here. We came here to discuss key issues affecting our community.
Thank you very much.
Inviting me to come. Let me first of all say, on behalf of the mayor of the city of Philadelphia and the people of the city of Philadelphia, we want to welcome you to Philadelphia, especially those of you that came from around the United States and Europe, and of course our honored guest speaker from Liberia today. It's an honor to have you all in this city. I think it is another honor because, you know, Philadelphia is one of the founding cities of the nation, of the United States of America. And for to initiate this conference on peace and reconciliation, it is historic for our city and for all of us. So I'm very honored to be here this evening. I want to encourage you to continue this dialogue and moving to every objective you set forward. You know, it's extremely important for all of us, especially for Black Americans, because we all look to Liberia for leadership and our access to Africa. And so we need to work together to help continue to uplift and to help us help each other for Liberia to reach the esteem that we know it has and will continue to be. So I pledge my support, and I continue to work with Muhammad Jaman, Liberian community in general, and of course the Liberian Mandingo Association of Pennsylvania. We need you, we need to work together, and we'll do all we can. Thank you very much.
I get all the t-shirts down there.
Stop that shot,
Well, we definitely represent the masses, you know, so we got to be on board. But
we have some negative part of it, but the benefit is what we have to look at it. The way that we are here today, all are one. And inshallah, you know, we are praying God for all of you people that were able to come and attend to this occasion, to this funeral process that went on. And thank you very much. May God bless all of you. May God bless the family. May God make our unity easier for us. Whatever task that God has given to us, may God make it easier for us. This is a small prayer that I have for you. And I would like, you know, Brother Yomande to come and give you some other things on behalf.
We want to, because for anything, if you, it's always necessary to respect your guests. We have a guest from the City Hall. Honorable Strasser is the eye for all the Africans that in Philadelphia here, the African and the Caribbean. So Honorable Strasser is the Mayor Commissioner of all of the African affairs.
Thank you for letting me come to be a part of this historic occasion. With the unfortunate passing of this young man, it's very difficult for all of us at this time. But for me, it's a significant matter because of those of you who live in Philadelphia, we recognize that we have a serious problem with young people and guns, and young men in particular. And the crisis is such that we have more young Black men in prison than we have in colleges and universities. Imagine what that means for our leadership and for our future of us as a people, Black people, not just Liberians, but Black people on this planet. So all of us have to work hard together to save the next generation, or else we will go out of history as a people. So we have a lot of work to do. And in that regard, I wanted to say that the mayor of this city, Honorable John F. Street, and Councilwoman Janie L. Blackwell, in their wisdom, saw the need to have a commission on African and Caribbean immigrant affairs, to give voice to the African and Caribbean community in this city, and to make sure that all of those services and opportunity that's available to everybody else in this city is available to African and Caribbean immigrants. And so far, we're doing our very best as a commission to make sure that your voice is heard. Many people here are active in the commission. They're working on various committees and programs and activities, and we want to make sure if there's something that we should be doing, you have a voice to talk to us, to tell us about it, to share it with us, and maybe there's something we can get done. We may not be able to do everything, but we certainly will do everything we can to make sure that we accommodate all the views of the community and to come together. And in closing, let me just say one of the wonderful things about being at this historic meeting and this convention for tonight and tomorrow and this weekend for me is I've learned so much already about the Mandingo community in particular. Some of you know I'm the honorary counsel for Guinea, and so I know that side of the family, but I'm learning more about the Mandingo side of the family in Liberia and other countries, and it's really great and exciting to be here. I really wish you, on behalf of the mayor and Councilwoman Janie Blackwell, a great convention, a great opportunity to talk about peace and to bring especially Liberia into the leadership on the African continent like it once was. And those of you can remember those days, and we're hopeful that all of us working together will do everything we can to help make the country great, strong, and prosperous again. So I want to thank you all for being here. Again, wish you a great convention, and I'll see you all tomorrow also. So thank you very much for inviting me.
I guess I'm going to speak in Mandingo. Africa Barikabo, Siama Chamani Misoma Benye. Tenano Katao Makasimina. La Kutinia Siama Ubake. Ma jite kosu suma ma jite ma abbeke. So misadu tola. Africa Barikabia Siama Chamani Misoma Benye. Isaka utola fana. Madami na mafaula saya kolele mika kama kanu kama madunyona kakera uba kabade ya utum kakanyo ya utum no misa belete na afa asiani lula nyamenga ne menye ukande kinyombe kakuma nyonwo che la dia mais alakana woni balembe inyoma alibio sa alekine damia alanadia makwe damia nyamenga b wele mine ala ma besaba ba ala ma katile ne menya ele febene sanne na to kalagine kale labie menyeo lagine menyeo odori menyeo abbe menye italo kafo ma bedeni kokiene la kokobe menye siola ki me wini labie mi wini saralo mi lagine la mi wini kulwari mana menya ya kulolo na ino mana lo ayene kafo ma be check in the map mi so kiende ma be badema so ne mi for la menya unye ma be ma nyemo ma fawu aye be aye si aja nu dinu la nyaaw ma be sanfɛ wotiye legito dinu wuche kama mabunyola so ma jiala la de mi dami atoni bi kata sinika si sibila aye si aja mala aye be si aja mala aye badenya si aja mala aye termbaya si aja mala donc si ani limite envers kala balika ko ka wole wa hacheto ka sala la babadi.
So you don't have to fight for him. Please. Do that. Mama ma, you must say to me bana. Slama oti nyona den. Kakumi nyonye. The Français me nyonte. Mo kuma slama ya ro ani bade ya ro. Ka ko wula sa. Ala fanan be na me de mo seno. Ali wodo kake ma le mawe. Mo bana do me na ni mo kra we de miara. So akata na sa mo. ما فاتحة رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
Testing 1 2.
Hours that we expect to start right now. The OPWA going to meet so that they can set the tune for the discussion. So we want you to exercise some patience so that the OPWA can meet and come up with some kind of format as to how we can do the whole traditional hour. We need your contribution, we need your input. Today is a blessing for all of us. Allah has given us reason to reconcile our differences. So we want the input of everybody.
Thank you.